Happy Friday, folks. Got a Fan Factions game. Just getting started here. We're playing the settings, as I will probably exclusively be playing now, through Terra Mysticon. We're playing the settings that will be used for Fan Factions tournament. Sorry about that. I had to take a break to eat some homemade ice cream. Really good. All right. Just getting started here. Fan Factions game. As I was saying, these are the settings that will be used Fan Faction tournament at Terra Mysticon in a few weeks. So we'll be playing them. This is no Fair Nice factions, no extra scoring, so it's just the base color fan factions will be used, and then we'll be playing on both base and fjords, depending on which round of the tournament it is. So this is base, obviously, and let's see, we've already got some goats thrown into the game. Let's look at the matchup here, or the set that is. Okay, decent track. We've got back-to-back TP rounds at the end of the game, starting with temples, dwellings only in round 2, and then round 4 towns. So fair number of points. No big building tile, though. Missing big building and temp ship and worker power. So that's always going to impact some stuff. All right, so we've got goats, prospectors, and goblins. Let's see. So goblins like double temple, goats like double temple. So with no big building, that's going to be interesting. Get the priest in the game. So who do we like? If we want a nice color wheel here, we want to do not yellow or blue. So red or green. Green is really gross for gray. So red, maybe? Treasures could be pretty good here, actually. Although with the goats in the game, the single spade isn't so good for treasurers. I guess I could do a regular faction. What about, like, chaos magicians? Or yeah, chaos magicians. That's what we're gonna do. That seems kind of fun. All right, I don't want to play chaos magicians, but it makes a fairly balanced color wheel, which is what I care most about. All right, so now we have to think about who we like the most here. I think goblins look pretty good here. Goats also look pretty good. So chaos is interesting with chaos actually on this one because they may. We're going to see if they take the spade and then they try to like advance their ship and build C2 or dig C3. Wow, look at that. Everyone just picked the faction that they bid on. Well, I will not be bidding on chaos magicians. I think I'm going to bid on goblins. I think they are best positioned here. Bid them down a little bit. I'm trying to think about, so starting positions, I think we're going to get E5, E6, E7, D4, and then F6, F5, and then either E10 or G5, depending on what the Goblins do, or maybe the Goblins go G5 and the Prospectors go F7. None of which is particularly surprising. I guess we could get Chaos on D7 if Goblins go E10, which would be pretty good for Chaos, I think. Goblins probably take... I guess they probably take the Priest. And then Prospectors take 6 coins, and Goats probably take 4 coins in a Cult Step, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of... Goats pastile here is not great. Although they can just open by taking the Priest. So I think Goblins are best here by probably somewhere in the range of like 8 to 10 points, and then I think it's Goats. And then I might actually like Chaos better than Prospectors here. This track is really not good for Prospectors. I guess the pastiles are pretty good for them. This is like a really weird build order for Prospectors. I mean, I guess Prospectors can open Temple. I just don't like doing it. I kind of want to play Goblins here. I haven't played Goblins for a while. And this feels like a pretty good setup for them. Because they're almost guaranteed to have neighbors. Should be able to open double Temple. And then they can do shipping to build a bunch of dwellings in round 2. And then they should be off to the races from there. Well, we are getting to the point where they're probably getting close to... Let's go one more, and if someone comes back on them, then I probably have to jump to Goats for a couple points. Alright, well, they're doing the Goats for me. I think if we got down to, like, Goblins 25, Goats 35 or something like that, that's when I would probably start thinking about Chaos Magicians. It's not a great cult reward track for Chaos. I'm trying to decide as Goblins here, would I rather start on G5 or E10? I don't actually know. Probably E10, right? Especially if it draws CMs over. It'd be really good. Come on. Someone jump. This is about what I said, right? That I would start considering Chaos Magicians, so... Maybe one more bit on Goblins. Go one more on Goblins, because I do want to play them. Ugh, why, peoples? So CMs... I mean, I still think you take the spade, and then... Ugh. You know what? I think value-wise it's there on Sam's, but I just don't really want to play them. Even though I'm the one who put them in. I probably should have put like Architects or something, but I feel like Architects are in every game these days. And Treasurers are just so good. They're so overpowered. Actually, it's not a great track for Treasurers. It's not a bad track. Okay, at this scoring level, I gotta jump to Goats. Because Goats are still really good in this setup. So we're gonna do a couple points on Goats, and then I guess we will go to CMs if it's this far. All right, I'm going one more, and if it comes back, I'll jump to CMs. No, that's not true. I'm gonna do one more point on Goblins, and then I'm gonna jump to CMs. Okay, you forced my hand. Here we go. Now let's see. Let's see if Goblins go to E10. I think I want them to. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I want them to. I don't know. I mean, the difference is D4 will have two neighbors, but doesn't have somewhere to put a spade. Whereas D7, I can obviously dig C5. You know, the other thing I didn't think about here really was like double dig. This is a game with where we might not have anyone take a power tile in round one, which means that double dig is like really up for grabs. That would be super interesting as CMs on D7 actually if I got access to double dig. I just don't know if I would if I'm on D7. So maybe I should take the priest then. Because if I take the priest and I send it to fire, which is where you'd want to send the first one anyways, I actually have a pretty good shot at double dig. And then you just double dig C3 and you're on your way to a town. It's a bridge town, obviously, but that feels pretty good too. I kind of like that. I mean, so much of it depends on what the goblins do here. If they don't go on E10, then D7 is not an option regardless. The question is, if you're on D7 and you take the priest, then maybe you still get a shot at it. Would require the goblins upgrading next to you twice or the goats single digging. Neither of which are that likely, except that I don't know who else is going to get the leech. I mean, the goats are probably the biggest danger to get the leech because they get the extra power, but they also might take if they take the priest with their first action, then they're basically out of the running. And I think that would be the single best situation would be being on D7 and getting double dig. because then you actually have access to a town. You probably have access to a town that's not, you don't need a bridge for. Not to mention you might sneak sealing the goats in. And I guess if the goats don't take the priest, then that's like kind of also bad for, like, to preserve their power. That's kind of bad for them too. Now, is there any chance the goblins beat me to double dig? I don't think so. Especially if I don't upgrade next to them. Because they're in third seed, so they don't get to upgrade first. I don't know what the prospectors are going over here. This feels like super obvious F5. D8 would be hilarious. Definitely not happening, but it'd be really funny. Yeah. Okay. So I think this is D7. The more that I've talked through this, the extra leech possibility over on D4 is not worth. This is just a better position to be in, I think. Especially given that I'm going to take the precinct to fire with my first action and therefore have most likely the lead on double dig. I think this is going to work. No guarantees. The one thing here is I guess we are giving goblins the spade. So he may use that spade on D8. But that wouldn't even be the worst thing in the world. Yeah, okay, so goats open with the priest. So my positioning is really nice here. Now, Prospectors opened F5 after all, so. Oh, changed his mind. So now there's a world where the goblins beat me to double dig if the goats upgrade here and the goblins don't upgrade. But I mean, we're just gonna run with it. Plus, I want that first priest. Even if I don't get double dig, I want that first priest to fire. Now that the goats have a priest. Oh, good. He upgraded over there, anyways. This is great because now I can upgrade even if the goblins don't upgrade next to me. And the goblins could definitely outstall me here if they wanted to. Basically force me to upgrade next to them and give them the leech for double dig. But I'm also, if I'm the goblins, I want to open double temple anyways. but we'll see. It's also like not entirely the end of the world here if I just build a temple and pass and take double dig next round. That's like not a big problem of an outcome. Oh, the goblins took coins. Super interesting. Well, so now they're not taking double dig, but man, that's a weird one. I guess that probably means they're not going double temple. Like if they were going to take anything, you'd think they'd want to take workers. Pretty good. Let's take Earth 1. Oh my god, we got an Earth 1 rush. Prospectors took it too. So normally on my temple here, I would probably go Fire 1, Earth 2. But maybe I go Earth 2, Earth 1 here. Let's see what the goblins do. Earth 2, Earth 1 gives me enough, gives me the power I need to take double dig, so that would be helpful. Otherwise, I'm still going to be one short until the goblins upgrade or build next to me. Well, there's the upgrade. Oh, nice. So now I think I just do this, right? Because otherwise, the ghosts don't have enough to take double dig, but they do have enough to take single dig for E9. And I think hemming them in there is actually a pretty strong move, given that I think they're the second best faction in the game. Not to mention he'll then upgrade and give me more leech back, so I think this is going to be the move. And so now, actually, I guess it's still Fire 1, Earth 2. I was thinking about Air 2, but I don't think Air 2, it doesn't really help me for next round. If I did Earth 2, Air 2? No, they don't have enough coins. Because next round I really want to build... I guess I actually don't want to build my Sanctuary next round. I want to wait until round 3. So I want to build Dwellings. Oh man, is there a chance are the goblins just gonna pass? No, they'll probably take single spade. I would love that goblin spade tile. That would be amazing. All right, we're definitely doing this. So my most ideal world would probably involve building 3 dwellings next round. To do that, I would need a ship advance. I need like 10 coins, which so that screams fire 1. And then I actually would have enough workers. It's just kind of a low worker game. But maybe it's air 2, and then I either get to pass for the spade because the goblins pass, or I get to pass for ship scoring, and then I make enough for single spade. Yeah, I guess that's the answer, right? Yeah, it's up to air 2. Yeah, that works. That'll do. And air 2 will, I think, actually be pretty useful over the course of this game because prospectors don't really take spades, and goats and goblins are both potentially upgrading their digging. They're at least factions that reasonably frequently do. So having extra power sitting around for spades is actually pretty good. So I bet the goblins, I bet they single dig d8 right here, right? Or I guess if they really wanted to be nasty to the goats, they could single dig g6. Or they could pass to take double dig next round. It's just funny, such a different Goblins game plan than I was envisioning. It's kind of hard for me to judge it or gauge how it's going, I guess is the better. And goats, I do think by me cutting them off from e9 are in a bit of a tricky spot. I mean, he clearly wants double dig next round. Now, he is probably going to get it. Well, g6, there it is. So he's getting cut off. All right, so an abandoned temple for the goats. Not obviously what he's looking for, but makes his decision making a little bit easier. Oh. Change of mind. Oof. That's actually real rough for the goats because now the goblins are going to they're going to open with double dig. So the goats don't have enough to take single. I mean, they can take single dig right now. They just can't build. So maybe we'll see him do that. I'm going to pass for this spade for sure, which is even better for me than Having to use power. I might even get a coins action here. I get a little leech. That would be awesome. Yeah, the coins action would actually be really, really nice here because then it would set me up well for the Sanctuary in round 3. I mean, I'll get it. I think I should be able to get it regardless, but it would be extra helpful. So now I'm guessing we're going to see Goblins double dig G68 here. And Goats didn't take single dig. I guess they figured they could always just take single dig this round. All right. I will go ahead, advance my ship first. Yeah, so I wonder what the Goats do here. I mean, he could take single dig or... honestly, if I might just like... I think if I were the Goats right there, what I might have done is take the priest action and then done another 5 power priest. And then I think he could have advanced his digging. I mean, this makes it. This is really good too, or really not really good, but it's a totally reasonable response to what happened by the Goats. He did ask, should I pass immediately? I don't think that would have been a good decision. Obviously, angling for the fact that he wants to build, he doesn't want to build the Sanctuary this round. He wants to build it next round, which that does make sense. What did he take, by the way? He took Fire 1 along with Earth 1. Okay. Oh, and the Goblins took Earth 1 too, so no Earth 1 for me. That's fine. I'll take Water 1 with the Sanctuary. No issues there. This might be a Water 1, Air 1, and just roll with what I got kind of game. The question is, do I really need... Do I need Fire 1 or not in round 3? I don't know. What I do know is I want the coins action, and this guy took it, so that's annoying. So I guess we would just be building dwellings. I think I can get the coin action next round. Or I might just land on one of these giant coin tiles, which would be perfectly fine substitute. What I really want next round is First Priest Air. That would be really nice. Goblins might do it this round. What do the goblins do now? First priest to air. A little sad, but not terribly unexpected. Wonder what I do. Trying to figure out what I do with regards to the town here. It's like a bit of a weird build order. I build this sanctuary next round, then it's either like build 2 TPs before the TP rounds, or build like TP Temple Fire 2, which is maybe kind of nice given that it would be an expensive TP. Or I could like bridge, I guess. That seems kind of weird. My other thing here is I'd like to get my shipping up again quickly so that I don't lose the whole map here. I kind of need either like E8 G2 or maybe Steel C2. Like I definitely need 2 shipping and a spade or 2 to get around over here. I mean, if I lose G2, I could hypothetically go like E8 I7 on 3 ships. Still get it, but I'd love to get over here. This is the issue with starting D7, is you can definitely get cut off. So that's probably the other immediate priority. Luckily, I'm producing a bunch of power here. So I don't think the Prospectors are going to pass. So I think I should be able to pass on to this cold coins, which is good. Although actually the goats probably are going to pass. Yeah, what are they going to pass on to? They might pass on the cold coins. He did pass. I mean, I guess actually if I'm not going to get cold coins, then ship scoring is actually probably the next best tile for me if I think I'm going to advance my ship. At least get some points while I'm at it, right? Goats might pass on to TP scoring just for the resources. If I pass on to TP scoring, I'm going to overflow. So I might rather have the resources and give up. Well, what are my odds of actually getting 6 points here? I think that's the real question. To build a sanctuary and advance my ship, I need 12 coins. So if I got 2, if I get the coins action, that's 9, and then I'd have 3 more, so that's exactly 12. Feels dicey. I think it's TP scoring, and then I don't feel compelled to do this ship advance either if I don't want to. I could send it to air or something. Okay. I mean, Prospectors have been really aggressive at the coins action, as they should be because they're Prospectors, so he very well may take it right now. And then I'll probably have to, next round, finish my town and do some ship advances. Which is just going to be so expensive. Ugh. It's funny, because in hindsight, I didn't actually use the power in round 2 because the Goblins passed. And so after all of that, I actually would have rather had Fire 1. But at the time, couldn't know that. There goes G2. I really liked how this was looking in round 1, and I don't like it so much anymore. Well, at least there's a chance of coins here. What are the goblins gonna, or the goats gonna do? Oh, that's funny. It's like, why did he build the sanctuary in there? Oh, so that he doesn't form it, because it would auto form a town on the other side that he's trying to avoid. That's funny. Actually, another thing to think about here is the 2 key town. Which looks like it would be pretty strong. That requires being well positioned and passing early, maybe? Hmm. There is a very slight chance that I lose water 1 by taking these coins, which would be bad, but I gotta risk it. There's a chance the goblins go sanctuary and the prospectors also go sanctuary. I don't think it would be good for both of them to do it. Okay, goblins took a priest instead, so I'll be okay. So we're gonna go water 1. I guess we are gonna go water 1, fire 1 still. I think fire 1 is still worth it at this point in the game. Especially because I'm kind of leaning toward going Temple Fire 2 next round. So I actually think what I'm probably doing here, it's building a TP this round and sending a priest somewhere so that I can build Temple Fire 2 next round. Plus I'm on this TP scoring tile, so it's worth 2 points and balances my economy out a little bit. And I've got the resources. The next round after the town, we'll figure out what to do about expansion. One thing about the goats doing it this way is he now... Oh, I guess that's not true. I was going to say he's not in position to build a town with his first action, but that's not true. He just has to dig. C3. And he's probably going to pass before me. So I may miss the 2-key town. If I do, there's not really anything I can do about it. I also just realized I'm not... How much is the 2-key town worth? Because I'm actually not that far away from being able to do it myself right now, but it would just be building in a town early. Whereas otherwise, the goats are going to take it. I don't think it's worth it. I think I'd rather have the 5 points and a different town, and also the 2 points. It's actually 7 points because I keep my 2 points from leaving my TP up also. All right, we already decided fire 1, water 1. Now, one interesting question is, do I send priest to air? Or priest to water? I'm probably only producing 1 priest. I guess that would be the advantage of taking fire too, but... I guess it's... Do I want a 4 for 3? Yes. I want to say air 1. Yeah, they did. Interesting. Oh, there's no water 1 left. That's why. So if we assume the goats take the 2-key town with their first action, then am I taking a 1-key? Like a 1 cult step, which I always call a 1-key, even though everything else is also a 1-key? Or am I taking something else? Something else would probably be a ship town. guess. Especially if I end up on ship scoring, which is kind of what I'm aiming for right here. I guess I don't have to decide yet. I guess there's a chance if I wanted to send Priest to Water, there's a chance Goblins would send Priest to Water first, but I don't think that's what I want to do. I think I want to send Priest to Air. Because it's a double reward. And I think there's another chance I can get to the 8th step on Air by round 5. Man, or should I just take the 2-key town right now? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's better. It's a huge point swing. And I'm going to win at Fire anyways. I'm going to win Fire anyways. Still have a decent chance at Water if I send Priest to Water. Like first Priest to Water, which is what I'll probably start with. My first action next round. Assuming the goats open with the town, and if they don't, then I'll happily take it. I've barely talked about Prospectors this game. Other than taking G2, they haven't really mattered much to me. I mean, he's going to get 2 towns next round, I think, if he plays his cards right. Might have to take Fire too to do it. Okay. So I don't think he's going to pass. So we're going to do this. Seems good. And then we're going to pass for ship scoring. And what I don't know yet is whether we're going to take a single cult step town or we're going to take ship town. But that's for later me to figure out. All right. Versions for lots of coins. Now we're in a pretty good spot. And so I think if this round goes well, I can build some dwellings after I build this temple. With really the goal here eventually being just setting up another town, and then we're kind of, I mean, this is going to be a bit of a tall game. Wow, goats didn't take the 2-key. Oh man, they took a priest, which I guess as the goats makes some sense. And the goblins took coins, which leaves me the 2-key. That is amazing. Okay, so now I have to do a lot of conversions because I'm going to get a lot. I'm going to get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 power. Perfect. Well, that's fun. After all that consternation, I got what I wanted in the end anyways. How nice is that? Alright, we're going to take Air 1 and Fire 2. And, oh shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to do one more conversion. Wasn't thinking about Air 1. Very cool. So now I might take a priest action and try to double advance my ship and just build. How many dwellings can I build? 3, I guess. I can build B4, A9, A6. And then that gives me a nice spot to put that Colt Spade on A5 probably, or maybe C2 actually if the goats don't upgrade their shipping. Or would I rather have them there? Ideally, the goblins would show up on B3, and then I'll have my neighbor for that northern town. Speak of devil, goats upgraded their shipping. Like, I'd love to send Priest of Water, but I think being on ship scoring and needing shipping, that's the better use for them. I need, like, 1 leech. Is that right? To build 3 dwellings. So if I do a priest action, I'm left with 3 power, which is 13. So that's 5 after 2 ship advances. I guess I could convert a worker to a coin if I really wanted to. Or I could just wait. It's not like A9 is going to be under any sort of threat. Man, I do really hope the goblins come up here, though, because if I don't have any neighbors, these TP rounds are going to feel really barren. I guess that's the other question. Is the extra ship advance worth it? That's the question. Because I don't actually need it to get where I'm going. I only need 2 ship advances. I think I should start by just doing 1 ship advance. Making sure I get these hexes. And if that priest is still sitting there at the end, then maybe I can think about that or taking it for priest of water. But if I spend those 4 coins on a ship, that is just fewer TPs that I can build next round in the TP round. Okay, so here go Prospectors. Sanctuary Fire 2. We'll rattle off 2 towns here, which is pretty good. And no one is threatening his connection in the south at all. So he's in a pretty good spot. Just take, what, he took a ship town, and what's he going to take? Probably a coin town or worker town? Power town. What do you want with a power town? That's a weird one. Maybe he's going to pass for take coins action. I mean, there are a lot of power actions available, just not ones that prospectors really care about. I guess he could take workers. I guess he has just enough to take workers and dig and build now. Could he have done that with a different town? Goblins take the priest action, so there goes that option. What are the goblins doing? It has to be ship advances, right? I really hope so. I just realized that I could take double dig. I don't think I want to. I think I want that power as coins. Yeah, I don't really see much value for double dig. I mean, C4 is a bit of an interesting hex here because I don't know if the goblins are going to try to connect. If they do, that's the hex they need. But they've got a long way to go to get there. They've got to do at least 2 ship advances. I mean, they can totally do it this round. They could do it this round, although they'd have to spend a priest as a worker. And so if they were going to do that, you'd think they would have taken the worker action instead. But they also have... I mean, that also is not to mention goblins having 4 X tokens sitting there. So it's a lot of resources, depending on what they do. Goats take double dig. Interesting. Okay, makes some sense. He's going to try to wheel around and build a town over here, I assume. And the prospectors... The prospectors took workers. Okay, yeah, so that's what we thought. So it does look I might be passing first here. Well, it's either me or the prospectors. Prospectors do not have any power now, so they're not a threat for the coins action. I'm actually trying to decide here if I would rather have TP scoring or cult coins. The advantage of cult coins is it gives me... Okay, there goes a goblin ship advance. So that's kind of what I wanted to see. So I think I have a reasonable expectation of them being on A5 and probably A8, which means I can build a bunch of TPs next round. So I'm probably inclined to go ahead and snap up those points while I can. In which case I should probably pass now and take the TP tile. Because otherwise the prospectors probably will. And they're not... The ship tile, you know, they can score it, but they're not as interested in it. Because the coins trade-off for them is really tough. So I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah. And I still have this Colt Spade that'll go on A5. I mean, whether I actually get a town up here will be a little bit tough. Because the goblin come and go B3 A8, then I have to either get both A7 and B2, or I have to like triple dig over here. Either way, it's a little ugly, but that's all right. This is a bit of a taller game. I mean, I guess I could also build a temple this round. I could build like water 2, air 3, or something like that. Water 2, earth 3, and step on air. I don't have quite enough for 5 TPs. That would be amazing. But if I can build like 2 dwellings, A5, A9, and 4 TPs, I mean, that's a lot of points. I'm not sure I even need another town this game. I just got on the TP scoring tile, which is basically the same thing. And if I can find another one, great. I guess I could also potentially get a town just by digging C4. Eventually. The goblins don't. Kind of have to imagine they'll do it next round if they have the option to. So. We'll see. Maybe no more town, but wouldn't be a huge problem. Like, I don't have Earth 1 anyway, so. Honestly, the main reason to take C4 would be to block the goblins from connecting. What I'm really trying to figure out is if I can win without any network points. Because the Prospectors are probably, they're going to have a decent network. They're going to get another town. You have to think. Looking pretty good from the goblins here, all of a sudden. Playing catch up a little bit, but I mean, they're going to get to build a bunch of TPs next round. Actually, that 6 coin tile is going to be amazing for them. Because if they can build 3 TPs and then they still have all these X tokens, holy crap. Man, if I were the goblins, I think I would take C4 right now. I mean, I know sitting in my spot as Chaos Magicians that I'm not going to take C4, but I would not be confident of that if I were the goblins. And actually, the more that I think about it, now I'm starting to wonder if I should take C4 as CMs. No, they didn't. Interesting. I thought they were going to take B5. Because if he had built another ship, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Built another ship. Built B5, built C1. I think there were enough. There's just enough coins for that. And then done an X token for power. I think there was just enough to then do like single dig, hard dig C4 and have it all out. Instead, they're making a cult push here. Oh, so now I bet these cult spades are going on C4 probably, right? I mean, they could still do it. Just do it. Do the X token for 6. Yeah, that's totally what I would do. Yeah, this is pretty cool. They had a ton of resources. I don't know where the goblins got all these resources. I guess they just got an insane amount of leech. Oh. Used an X token for 2 air steps? Lame. So I am a little worried about the goblins now. They're now looking strong on 2 cults and network and have a ton of resources. So I think I'm still putting this on A5, but if they don't do C4 black, then I might double dig C4. They probably will though, right? Yeah. So I could still do like double dig and a single dig on C4, but that feels like a lot. But otherwise, are they just going to run away with this? Hmm. Or should I just take coins action and try to? I think I got to just do this. I do think I can steal Earth from them because they're not going to have another town, so they don't have another key. We'll see. Goblins are really good. They're just really good. There's a reason they were bid down so low. Hmm. The good thing is they don't have water one. And they have no like towns anywhere close to coming together. like C4 to A11 is going to be their best, and they haven't even built a structure there yet. I mean, they're about to, but. All right, I am going to claim this first Priest of Water, which is amazingly just still sitting here. So that when the Goblins inevitably beat me on Network, I can at least beat them on Cults a little bit. And I still think there's a chance I can steal Air here. Or, sorry, Earth, because, again, they don't have a thing. So I think one more Priest to Earth and then just like Earth 3 and a Water 2-step or something like that is going to be perfectly doable on a temple that I build in round 5, because he's so far away. I think. Sorry about that. So far away from another town. And at least I have my neighbors. That is the one thing I was worried about. So shouldn't have any problems building 4 TPs for a cool 24 points plus a 12-point pass this round, so that'll be nice. And then maybe next round, who knows? Maybe I could try to advance by digging. Maybe there's a double dig somewhere. I guess if I built that, if I built the temple this round, can I build anywhere I can build 5? Maybe. If I get a worker's action and a little more leech, there's actually a world where I could build 5 TPs in a temple this round, which would be cool. I don't think it's actually out of the question. Not that I really care about jamming them all in this round, because I do have next round is the TP round, but I would like to end on 4. It's cost me 3 points to not end on 4. But I also would kind of love to get to this 8-step on Air. It feels like increases 1 extra spade is actually quite valuable toward getting the potential of getting another town. A lot of it depends on what the Goblins do. If they take either of these brown hexes, then much less so, but... I talked about goats for a while. They honestly haven't done that much since they built their town. I guess that was only last round. They built the town, they took a priest. They built these dwellings down here. They've still got I-9 coming. Did not advance their digging, but they've been holding out for the TP rounds, and they do have Water 1, so he's about to have quite a nice little... Section 2. Goblins just interesting. The Goblins just single dug, hard dug, A10. I guess they were worried about me going for it. All right. let's just do this. Prospectors building out their TPs toward their town. In a pretty good spot. Oh, I just realized that I cannot build the temple in 5 TPs because I have to build dwellings, which I already built one, but there was no way I was going to have enough workers. All right, so at least I got my workers now. Or my dwellings to build all the TPs. So much leech going back to goblins. Goblins have just been leech kings this game. Oh, that's annoying. Prospectors. Ugh. I may have to build this temple this round. Prospectors just sent priest to Earth, which means that they could claim Earth. The 2-for-1 worth it? Yeah, I guess. It's like not entirely obvious that the 2-for-1 is worth it right now, but we'll use heuristic and take it. Scammer? How am I a scammer? Oh, the other person. That's been there for like an hour, Snake. It's been a very quiet stream today. Chill Friday afternoon. So interestingly, prospectors just used their cult step on water. If he had used it on Earth, it could have messed up all my plans here. I do think I'm gonna have to. It's very, very annoying. I'm gonna have to build a temple, and therefore end on only 3 TPs. But such life. I will have enough to do, yeah, to do 4 TPs and a temple, which is good. So I'll end on 3 TPs. And we're gonna make a play for the town. We're gonna see if we can get it A7 and then either B2 or honestly even 8-4 next round. I could double dig, hard dig if I need to. I'm not gonna have much else to do. All right. Cool. There's that last power I was waiting for. Now I'm going to take this workers action, which is the last piece of what I need. Let's build all the stuff this round. Yeah, I'm going to have to burn one, but that's okay. I'll still have enough for double dig. Just barely. The one sad thing is the goats might pass before the goblins here. Really preferred if the goblins passed first, but I don't think that's going to happen. I guess they still have potentially 2 more TPs to build, so maybe not. 2 X tokens, though, they can just use to delay if they want to. So, I mean, I guess if all that happens, worst case scenario, I end up on that spade tile, which potentially helps toward the town. It's just frustrating because I think I would have the resources regardless, but... It's actually going to help my production, so I will take it. All right. Actually, I might not. I was thinking, oh, here, let's give the goblins a 5 or 4, but... I'm a little worried about giving them double dig. Well, man, I might have to give it to him regardless. So let's give him the let's make him decline the 5 for 4 first. Or not decline it. Oh, good. They did decline it. Okay. So actually, it's actually really good they declined that, because if they had finished their town this round, that would also upend my temple plans here. Very delicate needle we're trying to thread. Okay. It's a pretty tight game overall, which is fun. All right, goblins burn, so now they definitely at least can't take double dig. If I give them 5, because he can use an X token. So I think we gotta slow down on giving them leech now, because he could use an X token to take coins, and if I gave him enough leech, then otherwise he would be able to. Sorry, I keep saying she would be able to. Oh, never mind. Single dig is not available. So, I mean, this is fine, but I'm worrying over a possibility that is not exist. The limit does not exist. Oh, goats are just passing. I mean, goblins were gonna outlast them regardless. I assume goblins will just pass right here. Who do I think is winning? I really don't know. Last round, I thought it was the goblins, but now they built up all these TPs and did so with they didn't find as many points as I thought they were going to find. So I'm kind of now back to thinking that I'm winning, but I don't. It's it's tight. I think the fact that I'm going to steal Earth is going to be a huge swing. And if I get my last town, then I think I got it in the bag. I think I have a chance even without that, actually. I'm just not going to score any network points. That's the problem. All right, so let's go ahead and do the temple. And we're in clear here. I don't have to close Earth this round because Prospectors have no way of getting 3 steps. And Goblins have no way of getting a key and 2 steps at the same time. They get a key in 1 step, but they can't get a key in 2 steps. Which is really nice because it means that I can use the water 2-step on air and get another spade to try to get another town. And then we just have to build 2 more TPs. Now I am gonna have to hang the hex that I dig. So there's definitely a chance that someone messes with me. But that'll be what it'll be. Now I guess the question is, do I pass for... Yeah, I think it's just a spade. I don't need more coins, really, and the single cult step doesn't help me that much given that I have water too. Interesting. Yeah, I still think it's better. I don't have that many workers, I realized. I didn't realize it was going to be quite so low. I guess I could use priests as workers if I need to. I mean, the other interesting thing actually is I wonder if the town is even... The town may not even be better than... just advancing my digging twice. Like, we'll still do this, but given that I don't have Earth 1, and I'd have to spend on a bunch of spades. Which, of course, in hindsight, if that was the case, I should have taken the coins, but cost myself a point. But it's like, am I better off? Am I not better off just claiming Earth and doing like dig advance, ship advance, TP? Forget the rest of it. I can updig what digs once with the town. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, if B2 doesn't get taken, I mean, maybe that's what I do, is I just advance digs first, and then if the hexes are still there, then try to do it. Regardless, my first action has to be locking down Earth. So let's see what everyone else does. Scooby might take A7. Yeah, he might. At the very least, I think the whole thing is like really close. So I'm not going to be bent out of shape about missing the town. Goblins took a coin town. That's really interesting. Given they have 16 coins worth of X tokens just sitting there. Maybe they want to advance their digs, although they'll basically be out of workers. What's up, fatty? I'm honestly wondering if I even bother building this dwelling. I think I'm just going to advance my dig first. I guess someone could theoretically chase me out on the water. If they really wanted to, given I only have 2 keys. And I've used them. I win regardless of the town. I think that's right. Just before you showed up, Fatty, I was talking about whether or not that I think just advancing digging twice and building a TP and maybe another ship advance, I think might actually be better than pursuing the town at all. Because I don't have Fave 11, Earth 1, whatever you want to call it. I do have this spade. aren't even priest towns left. All right, I'm doing at least one of these first. I mean, one weird thing is, I guess, like if prospectors actually only end on 11 hexes, then there are some network points to be had from the town. Yeah, I know I can act 6. Um, assuming it doesn't get taken. I guess the goats wouldn't take it because they have advanced digging. So yeah, maybe I should get the town because I'll probably still get at least 1 dig advance, right? So I can take a worker town. So yeah, I guess it's worth it. Was it an Earth 1 rush? I guess it was. Goats opened double temple and took it with one of them, and then yeah, goblins and prospectors both took it in round 1. So yeah, it was Earth 1 rush. I mean, it wasn't a rush in the sense that it wasn't like everyone went temple, TP temple for Earth 1 in their first two actions, but they did all go in round 1. No, see, prospectors took workers, which means they're going to build more dwellings. Relentless, what's up, buddy? Yeah, the VOD will be there. It was very quiet for almost the entire stream, and then a few of you showed up at the end here to catch the tail end. But a fun game nonetheless. So I get Act 6. I guess that's better than Spade plus Hard Dig for this dwelling. Yeah, because the coins are less valuable. That's weird. I really screwed up. I should have taken the coins, not the spade, but that's fine. Okay, town to town, right? And if I take a couple workers here, well, actually, so here's the thing. So I definitely want to build the TP because the TP is worth 7 points. At which point, then I'll only have 8 coins. So I need like one. I need a tiny little bit of leech to actually do 2 ship advances. Or sorry, 2 dig advances. So the question is, you assume I have to pay for those 2. I'm better off just building this. Actually, no, there's network. There's actually network considerations now, aren't there? I could potentially like build D3, E3. Yeah, okay. Worker 10 it is. Goblins, I don't think so. Have digs upgraded? No. So yeah, I guess now I actually should use this single spade on D3. I mean, there's a chance the prospectors come over and take E3, but I don't know. I'm trying to decide. I feel like throwing dwellings at this network fight in some ways feels dumb. I wonder if I'm better off like just doing the 2 dig advances. Yeah, that coin town made no sense. I wonder if they like forgot about the X tokens or something. Yeah, prospectors. You have to assume prospectors will eat E3. Even if I take D3, and getting to 12, I don't think is gonna, and I definitely won't want to spend work on the hard dig. That's gonna be worth it. So I don't think 12 is worth any meaningful points. So I think I'm better off just advance my digging. Goblins are gonna get 3 more and get to 14. Goblins are already at 13. And goats can definitely build 2 more. They're going to build these 2 over here and finish this town. So yeah, I should just advance my digs. Which does mean in hindsight, actually, maybe I should have taken the 11-point town. Oh wait, I have to build a TP too. Shit. That was the whole point. Hmm. Hmm. Water 3. Are the goblins trying to come after me on water? That would be annoying. I don't think this network fight is worth it. This TP is definitely worth it. If I get another leech, I can advance my digs again. Yeah, see, there goes E3. What motivated me to start D7 over D4? There were a few things. Combination of coolness. It was a combination of realizing that I had a pretty good chance to get double dig in round 1, and therefore thinking that if I started on D7, I could potentially get that town there without a bridge, which came to fruition, which was nice. Whereas, if engineers are on, if you have both brown and gray in the game, you're never getting a town without a bridge in the middle. So that was part of it. And then also the fact that it was dwellings in round 2. And so it's a little easier to build a couple more closer dwellings off of D7 because you have D6 and A12 there, which I also did. So I built Temple D7 plus doubling on E9 in round 1, and then built D6, C5, and A12 all in round 2. So that all worked out pretty well. I mean, you do get cut off, like not having either of the 2 center reds feels bad, but I think in this game it worked pretty well. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, as chaos, obviously you get to place last. So if goblins weren't on E10, then I never would have done it. Would have been D4 for sure. Hmm. So I think I don't. I guess I'm not going to get another dig advance, but I can get a ship advance, which is not much worse. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to lock down water here. Don't want the goblins getting any funny ideas. I guess should I dig D3? Right? This just hurts people. No one really wants that. So just do that. Make that town a little harder. Not that the prospectors want it, but why not? And if they go earth, 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 or water, 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 then I don't have to worry about it anyways. And otherwise, it's going to be close water and advance my ship, and that'll be it. We'll be right back for the end game. All right. So, anyways, as we wind down here, interesting game. I feel like Chaos always has just like they can play so many different weird lines. That's pretty fun. But I mean, mostly I was sort of able to do what I wanted this game. Was really nice when at the beginning of round 4, the goblin or the goats opened with the town with their first action, but didn't take the 2-key town and let me have it. That was a big swing. Actually, the goblins too. They both could have had it, and goats went for priest town. Goblins went for uh, coins action, and so I got the 2-key. And like one of the reasons that I've got a comfortable victory here is that I'm scoring 28 cold points. So that probably doesn't happen with 2-key town, without the 2-key town. So that was really nice. And then obviously F6 getting pokeballed was really rough for the goats. I think he recovered really well. Just really optimized for priests and got 2 more high value towns and hit these late TP. Like late TP scorings are great for the goats because they just want to make dwellings early and they really only build TPs when they want to score them because they're not always that good for them. But I think he I think it's tough when you get surrounded like that. And then the Goblins, man, there was a moment. Go back to round 4, round 5, when I thought, oh my god, the Goblins are going to win. Had just so many resources, but losing Water 1 really hurt them in this game going into these back-to-back final scoring TP rounds. And I think not advancing their digging, they spent a lot of resources. I mean, this is 7 spades for town right here. To do that without advancing your digging feels pretty painful. And then, yeah, look, they took this coin town at the end, and they're going to end this game just sitting on a bunch of coins, which is not great, not optimal. So, but they're going to win network, tie for the win? No, not even going to tie for the win on network. That feels like a miss, too. And then Prospectors just didn't. The track was just bad for them. I think they were just overbid. Like, I think he actually played them about as well as you'd expect. The Power Town was a bit of a weird choice, but otherwise, like, found 3 towns, got 2 in the town round, scored pretty well. It's just like when like Prospectors want TPs early, and so when all the TP scoring is late in the game, their ceiling is just lower. But he is winning network. Only, what, 6 gold points, so that's not ideal. But he's actually gonna be pretty close, right? Because once he passes, he's gonna tie me, so I'm gonna beat him basically just by air 1 and this ship advance. It's pretty close. It's just overbid. It's within the margin of bidding, I think. I think he started at 30 maybe? Oh no, I guess it was a little bit higher. They might have been a little higher. So maybe not quite within the margin, but real close. But stealing Earth was a huge swing. Huge swing. And I wanted to play Goblins, you know? I was bidding on them real hard, and then eventually just got too pricey. I still need a Goblins video for the YouTube. Well, I still need the actual Goblin strategy guide, which I was working on right before this game started, which was one of the reasons I wanted to play them. So that will be coming soon. And then after that, it'll just be goats. Next week, both of them will come out for sure, because I want to have them out before the con. I'm so damn excited for Terra Mysticon. I unfortunately cannot right now. I can play more games, and I will. Just not right now. Gotta go get some exercise. Come on, everyone. Let's finish it out. All right. Well, that'll be it. The interesting old 11 structure Chaos Magicians game. But it worked out. It was almost 9 structure. And then I built the town. I mean, in the end, instead of building that town, I could have built. I spent 12 resources on that town. So I could have done another dig advance, and it would have been 1 point fewer, but I would have had more resources left over. So I think it would have been basically a wash, whether I actually build that town or not. So, which is fine. I mean, I guess I got to close water. Helped me with peace of mind, although it doesn't seem like the goblins were going to go after that anyways. Man, close game though. Look at this. Goats are going to pass. They have air one? No. But he's got another TP, so he's going to get up to 129. I'm going to pass for 130. Pass at 130. Close game. Have I seen your quad TP Nomads opening? No. That's awesome. Did you win? All right, I'll take a look. Tied for the win. That's pretty sweet. I feel like I've seen it. I might have seen one once before that didn't win, but it was cool. So I'm glad you won. But it definitely wasn't yours. It was like years and years ago. I think Selman. I guess it's one of those things that, like, theoretically, it's not that crazy. You just need start on the TP tile, and then you need workers and single spade. But then you produce one worker and 11 coins going into round 2. That's pretty funny. All right, so Zor's considered it. Maybe that's what I'm remembering. All right, so 158 is the end here. Prospectors are going to be at, I guess, only 146, so it's not that high. And then goats 135 plus what? 6? 141? Oh, goblins did find another dwelling. So they tie prospectors on network. Hey, Scooby, thanks. Good game to you, too. Sorry about the Pokeball. Had to do it. They're really resilient prospectors. They don't get blown out. They never like just crumble. Um, I do find their ceiling sometimes is lower if the track isn't good for them, like this one. But they can always they can usually find their way to three towns and are you stalls too much? Yeah. I feel like I rarely open with temples with them in general, but given this was a temple scoring, I can understand. I mean, yeah, the simple act of starting E10 over G5 is a huge boost to prospectors. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed this one. We'll be back. Goblins video soon, next week probably, and we'll be back more games probably this weekend. This Sunday is the first Sunday of the NFL, so I will be spending the entire Sunday either on my couch or at the tap house around the corner. But maybe tomorrow. Actually, so Sunday morning. Okay, here's the thing. Sunday morning is the TM Madness League grand final semifinal. The final is next week, but the semifinal is at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific on Sunday morning. So I think Bizzle and F2O are making their return basically as a test run for ServiceCon, but I think he is going to be broadcasting that one. I will be playing, but I will not be broadcasting. But tune in to his channel then for what should be a very competitive match with the exact same settings that we just played with. So that'll be super fun. And then maybe I'll be back tomorrow also. Okay, until then, hope you all enjoyed this one. See y'all later. And Fat is casting with NerdCube. Okay, this is going to be amazing.